Hello and welcome to my series covering the adventure Ghosts of Saltmarsh for D&D 5th edition. The purpose here is to help Dungeon Masters plan and prepare for their game. If you are a player, please send this to your Dungeon Master, as there will be spoilers. In this series, we'll be going over Saltmarsh and the surrounding area, the three major factions, which are the Loyalist, the Traditionalist, and the Scarlet Brotherhood. And last, we'll be covering the 7 micro-adventures that are loosely tied together throughout this book. This is the first video in that series, and we'll be focused on the city, Saltmarsh. Saltmarsh is the central hub of the Ghosts of Saltmarsh adventure module. It's a small town with roughly 5,000 residents that are predominantly human, with a small dwarven mining contingent of about 200 workers, this being the largest non-human race in the town. Elves and halflings are not too uncommon, since Silverhand hosts a wood elf enclave, and there are a few halfling villages that are tucked in the hills around the town. The residents react to other visitors, especially tieflings and dragonborn, with a mixture of curiosity and fear. Next, we will focus on 2 major structures within Saltmarsh: law and commerce. Saltmarsh is considered a bastion of civilization in the midst of an untamed region. Without its stout defenders, it might have fallen long ago to the plunders of outsiders. 100 trained warriors serve in the town guard. Each of them wields a club and wears studded leather armor marked with the town guard's badge, the Green Reed of Saltmarsh. The guards work in pairs, operating from 2 guardhouses built near the road into Saltmarsh. A smaller station is located at the docks, which quells fights that break out there nightly. The captain of the town guard is Eleander Fireborn, who also has a seat on the town council. The guard also protects the area around Saltmarsh on horseback. Groups assigned to this duty are more heavily armed and armored. They wear chainmail and wield longswords. There is also a militia made up of 500 residences, who can be mustered to take up the defense of the town if it comes under attack. The militia members have undergone minimal training, since they are only expected to keep the enemy at bay until the king's forces arrive. They are also supported by a small force of marines who watch over the docks and, if needed, can take to the sea to meet any threat. The Marines are hardened veterans of several battles against the Sea Princes. They are led by a married couple, Tom and Will Stoutley, veterans who fought dozens of engagements against pirates, raiders, and even monsters. To the town, the Guard is seen as something of a meddlesome force, since most of its members are drawn from the military veterans who migrated here because of the King's orders. When called, the town guard arrests lawbreakers and imprisons them in the town jail. In most cases, the criminals pay a fine and are let go. But those who cannot pay are required to work off their debt, usually being put to work sweeping streets or helping with construction projects. If a crime requires a trial, the town guard hears evidence and renders a verdict. Crimes break down into 3 basic categories in Saltmarsh: petty crime, minor crimes, and major crimes. Petty crimes consist of public brawling, pickpocketing, or other crimes that cause up to 50 gold in property damages. The accused will need to pay a fine of 2d6 gold, or 1 day of hard labor for every gold piece owed. Minor crimes are a bit more severe. They are non-fatal assault with a weapon, or property crimes that cause more than 50 gold in damages, but less than 250 gold. The perpetrator must pay a fine of 100 gold pieces, and serve 1d4 years in prison. Major crimes are the most serious offenses, including murder and damages above 250 gold pieces. A criminal faces 2d6 years of imprisonment, though serious enough cases can earn them the death penalty. Now we move over to our second structure within Saltmarsh: commerce. Saltmarsh might be encrusted in sea salt and reek of rotting fish guts, but there is gold aplenty in its coffers for its citizens. For more than a century, the ships of Saltmarsh have worked the rich fishing grounds along the coast. Trade ships from near and far have been using the docks to unload their goods, and lately, more ships have come to call as the dwarven mining operation grows. Smuggling has also long been a profitable business here. The dwarven mining operation promises to bring about a rapid growth in Saltmarsh's fortunes. Whether that's good or bad is depending on who you ask. The merchants are looking forward to more business, but the fishers don't see how the mine will do anything to enrich their coffers. If anything, they fear that competition for fish will become more and more ferocious as the town grows. These are the 4 corners that make up Saltmarsh's commons. Let's dig into them a little more. First, more folk in town work in the fish industry than any other, and it has been the backbone of Saltmarsh for generations. The wealthier families own their own boats, while less well-to-do folk hire out work as deckhands. The work is difficult and dangerous, but a smart deckhand can save their money for several years, and eventually even buy their own boat. That promise of earned prosperity is important to the townsfolk, and they see newcomers as a threat to it. The next branch of commerce is trading. The wealthiest families in town own large trading vessels that they use to ship goods across the Azure Sea. Saltmarsh exports other foodstuffs from the farms around town, though most manufactured goods, except for rope, nets, and other items created locally to support the fishing industry, are imported into town. Smuggling is the branch of commerce hidden in the shadows. As a sleepy backwater town, Saltmarsh has long been an ideal market for illegal goods. Pirates, agents of the sea princes, and the Kiowish nobles looking to evade the king's taxes have all helped to fuel a bustling local black market. Some fishing boats meet ships at sea to load and unload illegal goods, while other cartels conduct business at isolated points along the shore near town. The locals see smuggling as a victimless crime and resent the Crown's growing insistence on cracking down on it. The mine outside town is a new development. Despite the skepticism of locals, the mine has started to yield silver in growing quantities, and the dwarves are convinced that nearby cliffs are rich with gold. If the mine takes off, Saltmarsh could transform into a sprawling boomtown overnight. The docks of Saltmarsh are the beating heart of the town. The fishing trade and related commerce that keep the town alive are based here. The docks have recently undergone a series of expansions intended to lure larger merchant vessels. Two primary piers are used to load and unload larger ships, while a series of smaller ones are used to accommodate more humble vessels. This part of Saltmarsh is almost constantly busy. It's rare to see the large piers unoccupied. The docks are also a hotbed of rumors and gossip. The sailors and laborers who frequent this area are bored, eager for news, and inclined to share what they have heard. A character who spends a few hours asking for news can learn the current scuttlebutt. The book provides the following table that can be used for inspiration for the sort of whispers characters might hear. I really like this as it helps the GM provide a way for foreshadowing, and also it's a good hook to get the players to explore more around town, meeting the residents. Guided by the sea, Saltmarsh is a place of constant energy. Few of the common folk are so affluent that they can afford to sit idle. At sunrise, the dock bustle with fishers preparing to venture out forth for the day. When they return, they will spend time unloading their catch, mending their nets, and repairing the vessels. The merchants move their ships to the docks once the fishing fleet is out for the day, and dock workers rush to load and unload goods before their boats return. The daily energy and bustle carries into rowdy nights. The fishers chug ale and swap stories, each trying to outdo the other with their tales of the sea. Fights erupt as rival crews cross paths, and the town guard keeps a high profile in hopes of maintaining the peace. The quantity and quality of the catch in recent days goes a long way towards determining the town's mood and general atmosphere. A bountiful catch for a few days in a row puts the fishers in a celebratory mood, while a poor harvest lasting more than a couple days leads to frayed tempers and brawling. The book provides the following table to determine the mood of the town: 1 through 6 giving a poor catch, 7 through 12 giving a bountiful catch, and 13 through 20 giving a typical catch. So this is about the part where I would go into detail about each of the locations in Saltmarsh, but I noticed this video is already getting really long, so I thought we should probably cut it short. And I already know this is going to be like a multi-part series, but how about let's just break it up a little more and do, instead of like a part 1, 2, and 3, we're going to do like a 1A and a 1B. So this is 1A, and that's basically the overview of Saltmarsh. So in the next one, we're going to do the more detailed description of each of the locations. So if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Until next time, guys, bye!